Why is belly fat the hardest thing to burn? In this video, I'm going to take you through the only 5 things you need to know to burn belly fat for good. This is both the absolute fastest way to get rid of the jelly belly, as well as the most sustainable, so you don't pile all that weight back on the second you get back from your summer holiday. Picture this, you're on holiday, drink in hand, sun in your face, not worrying about your belly spilling over the top of your swim shorts, and all of this without destroying your social life or turning you into a fitness dork. I know it sounds impossible, but it's not. I've been coaching guys to burn belly fat since 2020, and from working with both some total success stories and some absolute failures, I've narrowed down the 5 most important things. Point number 1, sleep and stress. You're probably expecting me to start with something like calorie deficit or signing up to a marathon. No one ever thinks sleep is a big deal, but I know for myself, every time I have a bad night's sleep, I wake up the next day and my appetite is through the roof. And I'm not hungry for things like salads. All I want to do is eat cakes and pastry and some sweets just to give me a pick-me-up and get me through the rest of the day. And to make matters even worse, a lack of sleep and a high level of stress makes your body physically store more fat around your body. One simple thing you can do that had a massive impact on reducing my background stress levels was to stop watching the news. You've only got to spend 2 minutes on BBC News or Sky News, and you're going to be bombarded with all of the worst things that have happened in the world in the last 24 hours, and most of those we've got absolutely no control over. So by cutting that bad news information out of my life, I've got more energy to focus on the things that I can control, like how I deal with my friends and my family. Fixing your sleep is a bit easier. I know it's difficult to turn off the TV and actually get yourself to bed after you've had a long and stressful day at the office. And the autoplay feature on all the streaming services just give you a little 5-second window and then they start playing the next episode of your favourite show. But if you're able to set yourself a regular bedtime, and it doesn't matter whether that's like 10 or 11 or whatever, set yourself that time and really commit to not starting another episode after that time goes by. Alongside what's actually on the telly, I know that doom scrolling this thing is lethal for keeping me up for longer than I want to stay awake. If I'm looking at things that I'm really genuinely interested in, like stand-up comedy or video editing, I give myself a bit of a pass and watch a couple of videos because I can tell myself like this is useful to my day. But when I catch myself scrolling garbage or the Discover page and it's things that I don't care about at all, that's my message to myself that it's time to put the phone down and go to sleep. Get a good night's sleep so I don't have mega cravings the next day and can do a better job of sticking to my diet successfully to lose the weight that I want to lose. And if you've got the stomach for it, reading a book or a magazine or something on paper and not on your phone, you'll learn something. You won't feel like you've wasted time and you'll shut down gradually into the evening and you'll most likely have a much better sleep. Here's the one you've been waiting for. Number 2, calorie deficit and actually enjoying your food. So we all knew it was coming. Every different diet that works to burn fat, whether it's 1 meal a day or the Atkins diet or whatever else, they all work because fundamentally your body is taking in less calories, taking in less energy than it's burning. So your body then burns your stored energy on your belly and your belly shrinks. There's no magic foods that burn fat. So all of these diets work because you've let into your mouth less than you've needed to get through the day. If there's one piece of diet trickery that I can provide you, if you can keep this shut when there's food around, you will lose weight, you will burn fat, you will shrink your belly. And where most blokes that I've trained have screwed up their diets in the past, they've gone from eating crisps and takeaways and chocolates straight to chicken and broccoli, chicken and rice, running 3 times a week, which immediately makes them quit within 2 weeks. Instead of that, pick your favourites from 4 different types of food. Protein, beef, chicken, pork, whatever it is. Fats, whether that's peanut butter or avocado or olive oil. Your favourite carbohydrates, whether that's pasta or rice or potatoes. And then your favourite vegetables. I don't care if it's broccoli or kale or tomatoes or mushrooms or what. Build your diet around your favourites. So if you love eating pasta, don't start a diet that is built around eating loads and loads of potatoes because you're never going to stick to it long enough to burn more than 2 or 3 kilos like you usually do before sacking off the whole diet and putting all the weight back on that you lost and then some. I really hate the term cheat meal because it makes you feel guilty for cheating on your diet. Instead of that, every week, let yourself eat 2 things that you really, really enjoy. Now, that might be biscuits, it might be a bag of crisps. Don't build your whole diet around these. Understand that you're having a treat and this isn't the foundation of your diet, but don't tell yourself that these are naughty and these are bad and I shouldn't be eating these, because the more you tell yourself that, the more you're going to think that you don't deserve to burn fat. You're someone who deserves to be fat, and that is not helpful for anybody at all. And the other weapons grade secret that I use for this is to download the MyFitnessPal app. There are tons of guides of how to use it online. All you need to do is be as accurate as possible and enter as many ingredients as possible. Take the time to put that extra step into MyFitnessPal. Your calories will be recorded so much more accurately and you can track and adjust as you go through. And the final point of this is to control your portions, because you absolutely can overeat on healthy food too. The amount of guys across the years that I've trained who said, yeah, I have a really healthy breakfast, and then when I get them to record it in MyFitnessPal, they've eaten literally 1,000 calories of granola to start their day, and then they wonder why they can't eat weight because they're eating healthy. Thing number 3 is to make sure you're eating enough protein, which you can think of as your secret weapon against hunger and against burning muscle when you're trying to burn belly fat instead. Of all of the things that you can eat, protein is the one that will make you feel fuller for longer. And when you're on a diet, you don't want to be feeling hungry, because when you feel hungry, you're tempted to just grab a little snack, and those little snacks typically come in a little Snickers bar wrapper, and they're worth 200 or 300 calories, and they can put a dent in your whole day's worth of deficit and undo all your hard work on your diet. Plus, if you're burning fat as well as muscle, by the time you finish your diet, you won't look like a muscle-bound Adonis like you had pictured in your head, but you'll look like a melted candle. You can take your body weight and make sure you're eating at least that in grams of protein a day. So if you're 100 kilos and you're eating between 100 and 150 grams of protein per day, you are laughing. You won't be burning muscle, you will be feeling full, you will be burning belly fat. And whilst I said that protein is great for managing your hunger on your diet, the reality of being on a fat loss diet and trying to burn your belly fat is that at some time you will feel hungry. And when you start your diet, that is when you'll feel the most hungry. Within the first week or 2 weeks of your diet, loads of that hunger will go away as your body adjusts to not getting enough calories in. So when you feel hungry, don't panic and have a snack. It is okay to feel hungry. The next thing to be aware of is resistance training and general daily activity. If in the process of burning all your belly fat, you end up looking like a bag of sick, you'll feel very underwhelmed at the end of your diet. By making sure you're lifting weights throughout your diet, as the belly burns, you will have some muscles to show for it, and you will look and feel much better in your clothes as they feel tight around your arms and looser around your stomach. You don't have to train like a bodybuilder or all of the massive lads in your gym. Going and lifting weights for 30 or 40 minutes, 2 or 3 times a week, will do wonders for you enjoying the changes that your body are making, how you will look at the end of the diet, and all the muscles you build will themselves continue to burn extra bits of fat even when you're not exercising. Planning to do proper specific cardio, like going for a run or spending time on the cross trainer, on the rowing machine, whatever, is useful, but it is not essential. What we're trying to do here is basically eat less and move more. So the movement can take the form of whatever movement you can easily fit into your day. So if after work or on your lunch break, or if you've got a dog, if you want to take the dog for a walk, get out and go for a walk, which will also help with you reducing stress. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. And then you can think about proper going for a jog cardio sessions as a bonus, not a thing you've got to do even if it's raining and cold and windy outside. More movement equals more calories burned. If you can remember that simple little phrase, you'll do so much better than you have done in the past. And last but not least is the super exciting and glamorous topic of patience and consistency, because this is where I always used to fail anytime I tried to lose some weight. I'd go to the gym, I'd go for a run, I'd make sure I was eating salad and chicken and broccoli, and it would last for about 3 weeks. I wouldn't see my abs. I'd throw the whole thing in the bin and go back to eating and drinking like I had been before. If you're serious about losing belly fat, you need to know that the fat around your belly is amongst the last fat on your body that is going to go away. And I know that's frustrating, but it's just how the body works. So long as your weight across time is decreasing, your belly is being burnt. And here's how to properly track fat loss to make sure that you don't fall off the diet. Weigh yourself once or twice per week. Don't do it daily, you'll drive yourself mad. Take a progress photo every month, because when you look in the mirror every day, you won't notice any changes day to day happening to your body. But if you can put a side-by-side photo of yourself on the 1st of March or the 12th of March, and then again on the 12th of April, you will see a massive change in how you look that you never would have noticed when you just look in the mirror every morning when you're brushing your teeth. And if we're being realistic, what we're aiming for is between 3 and 5 kilos of fat loss every month. Sometimes you'll lose more than that, especially when you're just getting started. And other months, when your social diary is a bit fuller, you're likely to lose less than that. So by taking that average across time, you're not going to get super upset when you have a bad month, and you're not going to get super overexcited when you have a really good month. And staying steady throughout that, you're not going to get in your head about, oh yeah, this is easy, I don't even need to try anymore. And you're also not going to get too down on yourself and think, nothing's working, I might as well just quit. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to take an even deeper dive into each one of these topics, but I'm only going to do that on my email list. I'll be sharing my real thoughts on these topics, as well as every trick and tip I've learnt across the way of coaching hundreds of guys to lose fat, to help you lose fat in the quickest, easiest and fastest way possible. If you want to get these emails, it is completely free. The sign up link is below. Enter your name and your email address, and you will get each one of these topics delivered straight into your inbox, absolutely free, across the next few weeks. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll answer each and every one of them. Cheers then, see you on the other side. Oh, and remember, burning belly fat isn't just about looking better. Less belly fat also means better sleep, more energy because you're not carrying around all the extra weight, and less risk of nasty health issues down the line, which is something that is not on your mind when you're in your 20s, but as you get into your 30s and your 40s and on, is something you really need to be aware of. You don't have to solve all of your problems in one go, and breaking things up into a step-by-step situation, you'll have a much better chance of fixing the easiest problem to fix first. And then you can build some momentum to fixing the next problems so that life doesn't always feel like one big struggle. It's one step at a time. Fix the easiest thing first. When you want to go further than that, you look again for the next easiest thing to solve. You don't start looking at, oh man, what's the hardest thing I can do to disrupt my life the most? Otherwise, you're setting yourself up massively for failure.